Hello, welcome to the channel. This is going to be a really quick tutorial about how to make music and your voice chat carry over into Battle Bit Remastered. So to do this, and I've linked these in the description, is you're going to need two pieces of software. Here. This is your first piece of software. It's going to be Voicemeeter, which is a virtual mixer, and you're going to download the Windows or Mac version, whatever you need. This is a Windows tutorial. And then you're going to need VB cable, which is a virtual audio cable. So once you have those installed, and I'm not going to go through the installation directions, it's really straightforward. Just install everything as default, click yes if they ask for stuff, and make sure that when you're done with installing these, you restart your computer because you're installing drivers. And when you install drivers, you have to restart for them to take effect, or you can do it manually, but I recommend that you just restart. So, now that you've restarted your computer, let's get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is come to your file directory, and you're going to want to go to your C drive where it's most likely installed, program files x86. You're going to want to go to your VB file, Voicemeeter, and then you're going to want to come down to Voicemeeter. There's Voicemeeter Pro down here. I had some issues with making that work correctly, so I'm just using Voicemeeter. Probably my fault, but let's just keep it simple. So, once you open that software, it should look something like this. Now, you won't have these levels here because that's actually me talking to the microphone, and you won't have a hardware out or hardware in. But let's go through this in order. So the first thing you're probably going to do is set up your hardware out. That's going to be this A1 here. So go ahead and select your headphones or whatever you're using to listen on. Should probably be your headphones. If you're using speakers, you'll find your speakers in this list. And there's all these different prefixes here for WDM, KS, MME. I just use MMEs just because I had them on recommendation and they've worked for me, so I recommend that. And then over here in hardware input, you're going to want to select your headset microphone or whatever microphone you're using. Could be something on your desk or whatever. It should appear by name in this list. Next, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to select on hardware input 2 your cable output, VB Audio Virtual. So what that is that's actually the virtual cable you installed, and it's basically what's going to link your Chrome window audio to this virtual mixer. So what I'm going to do now is show you how to do that. So if you come down here to your audio settings and you right click this speaker, you can open your volume mixer. And what this does is it shows you all the programs that are running and allows you to configure the output device and input device for each program. So for our scenario, if we're using Chrome, you could use Spotify too if you want to, but I think that YouTube is just as effective for what we're doing here. So I set up the output device for Chrome to cable input VB audio virtual cable. So the output from Chrome goes to the input of the cable, and the output from the cable goes to the hardware input on our virtual mixer. That's a little bit of a little confusing, but just follow my steps on this and you should be okay. Cable input from Chrome to hardware input on the mixer. Now, the next step here is just to make sure you have levels. So if you aren't sure if something's working, you can actually listen to yourself on here using this A button, and the B button is what's being sent to your hardware out. Or I'm sorry, being sent out to your just line out. So you can listen to your mic here, listen to yourself, make sure you can hear yourself. And then if you want to make sure your Chrome or Spotify is playing music through this, we can just do a little test recording. Yeah, Jive Talk, great band. But as you can see, I could hear that as well in my headphones because I have the A selected, but if I deselect that, I can't hear that on my headphones. So that's all you have to do. Just mirror this setup here. And you might want to turn your gain down on this because otherwise you're going to blow the doors off your teammates. And maybe you want to put it all the way up here and just mess with them. But we'll leave it down here for now. So that should be almost everything you need to do. Some people get into the system settings here and mess with this sample rate. Generally, I haven't had issues with that being different between my audio sources, so I'm just not going to go into it. I'll let some other tutorial do that. But the last thing you might want to check out is if you go into your sound settings, because BattleBit is still kind of in its alpha phase. It's not detecting certain things for me. So if you go to more sound settings, and you can do a little work for BattleBit so that it doesn't have to think it's hard. No shade, I do love that game. But what you want to do is you want to come down here and you want to make sure you've set your default device to your headphones. So I've already set that up for my headphones here. And then for recording, I've set the voice meter output, which is going to be the B channel on your mixer. I've set that to default device for recording. So now that all that's done, you can open Battle Bit Remastered and give it a whirl and make sure that you can hear audio through your headphones. And you can also, uh, if you have a friend in chat who can verify for you, that's cool too. That's very helpful. Uh, the last thing I'm going to show you is a quick little trick with mouse macros, because if you've played the game before, you know that you have to hold the mic button down. But if you bind a macro using Razer Synapse or some other software, you can set up a toggle button. So all it is I've selected a key press, and when I press the button, it only detects the press. And then when I have a separate button set up to be lifting, or like releasing the key. So as long as I press my mic span button, which I've bound to my mouse on one of the many buttons on it, it just plays music until I tell it to stop, which is great because when you hop into a helicopter or something like that, you don't really have time to turn off your mic when you die or something, or if someone's trying to talk over you. But anyways, that is all I have to show today. I think that's a pretty rounded out tutorial. If you have any questions, post them in the comments. Uh, have a great day.